I'd just like to, on behalf of the Trentham District Football Netball Club, thank everybody for turning up today on what really is a fantastic day for Australia and means a lot to all of us here, I'm sure. But we appreciate the fact that you've come along. Great to see a lot of old faces and you as well. And it's been a great day, fantastic crowd, and everybody's been kept pretty busy. We've had some great games of football and netball. Unfortunately, a young lad and a young lass have had to be taken off in the ambulance. We wish them a speedy recovery. But thanks again everybody for turning up. I'd now like to hand over to Warrant Officer Class 1 Peter Hartfield to conduct the rest of the ceremony.
Ladies, gentlemen, distinguished guests if we have any, welcome to the 2014 Anzac Day ceremony at Trentham District Football Netball Club. And we hope this will be an annual event that will continue on from here. Anzac Day is a day that is symbolic with Australia. 99 years ago, when the Australian and New Zealand Army Corps first landed on Gallipoli, they faced a formidable enemy. They faced insurmountable odds. They faced harsh terrain. Yet somehow, for 8 months, they clung on, and they, through tenacity, initiative, courage and teamwork, they forged what today we call the Anzac spirit. Now, of course, Anzac Day is not just to remember those soldiers who bravely served on that day. We remember all the people who have served their country in peacetime and in war. We also take today to honour and remember those who paid the ultimate sacrifice, whether it be in the air, on the land or in the sea, many of whom never returned to Australian soil, and they lie in countries foreign to their homeland. So this is a day that we reflect and we think of the sacrifice of those people. But it also is a time where we can think about that Anzac spirit, that Anzac tradition, and what does that mean to us all? Now we need to remember that a lot of those original Anzacs that served came from small country towns. They worked the land. They played in local sporting teams, just like these two teams today. Now, on this day, I cannot think of a more fitting tribute to the Anzacs than to watch a hard-fought game of football between two teams that come from a local country town that would have had many men who served in those previous campaigns. So ladies and gentlemen, we'll take some time today to reflect and think of all those men and women who have served in the Australian Armed Forces throughout all wars, from World War I through to World War II, the Malaya Campaign, the Korean War, Vietnam, in Iraq, and most recently in Afghanistan. We also think about the peacekeepers throughout the world on operations that are currently serving in countries such as the Sinai, in southern Sudan. We also take time to honour those people who have fallen. Now I will recite the ode. When I've completed the ode, the bugler will play the last post. When we have the last post, I'll ask everyone for a minute's silence. At the end of the minute's silence, the bugler will play Reveille. And that will conclude the service for today. They shall not grow old, as we that are left grow old. Age shall not weary them, nor the years condemn. At the going down of the sun, and in the morning, we will remember them. lest we forget.
That concludes the service. We'll now have a coin toss.
Go, Mickey! The umpire holds the ball off. It'll be Wicker in the rack for the Saints and Stewart in there for Rovers. Now it's quickly cleared by the Saints up onto half forward. They're kicking to the right of the dial there, Poss. Now still on half forward. Kicking hard there for Scott Sellers. Now it's still with Trentham picked up. He got a handball with Michael Day. It was smothered off the boot. Still 45 out from goal. Going in hard was James Kane of the Saints. Now on half back for Maryborough Rovers. They're going to clear and the kick comes out there to Brett Fraser. He's on half back, a quick handball. It's nice and neat. Player runs a long way. That's nugged in or Naden, not sure how to pronounce it. And a good contested mark taken there by Giarischi. I don't know how we're going to go with that one. Garushi. So I reckon I've got those players mixed up there. A little bit difficult calling in this mobile phone. Now we're only metres out from the goal. Umpire's letting it go. Still at ground level and it just tumbles over the boundary line and it'll be a throw in.
So we're deep in Rovers attacking half only moments into the big Anzac Day clash under what are super impressive lights here at Trentham. 10 metres around from the boundary line, umpire throws it in. Wicker was up all on his own, knocks it further around the boundary line, but it's over before anyone can intervene. We've gained probably the best part of 20 metres around towards the edge of the 50 metre arc at the end Rovers are kicking to, which is the clubroom's end of the ground here at Trentham. The umpire prepares to throw it in. Netball court's right behind, in comes the footy. Hedger just smashes it almost all the way back towards the goal, but I thought we had a whistle. That was the netball whistle, caught me out. We're going to have a throw in. We're back only a couple of metres from the boundary post.
I'll tell you what, Winnie, I'm going to have trouble pronouncing number 20 for Maryborough Rovers. I want you to have a go at it.
Number 20.
Gareski.
Carson Gareski. Ryan Gareski.
Gareski, whatever you like. No worries, Winnie. Now, back at the ranch, the game continues. It's the Saints off half back. They're in fact deep within that defensive zone. They're going to clear this footy. A little give, it's okay. Kick is down the line, boundary line side, right in front of the broadcast position. For the Rovers after the footy was Bradley Fraser. He couldn't collect, and it is a throw-in on half forward for Rovers. Broadcast side, geez, that young man didn't throw it quite long enough, but that's okay in the end. Picked up by Avon. Avon goes short and finds Kane on the true win position.
Dan holds the footy, just forced to go back over the mark, and he just goes, here's the Hoff. The Hoff gets it in every touch, we love him. He's got the orange wheels on too. Hoffman as he goes across the ground. Gee, it was a dangerous little option, but they got numbers. Trentham shrugging the tackle, ball swept wide, that was okay, and they are away down the outer side wing. Long kick, finds the man, and they hold it just underneath the scoreboard here. Presenting in the middle of the ground there was Drew, and he takes the mark. Right at the centre circle. Goes with a high. It was a pretty ordinary kick to half forward. Gee, didn't give his forwards much opportunity at all there, and Rovers chop it off at half back.
They play on quickly, outer side of the ground, and the mark has been taken by, there's that man Jureski I'm going with, close enough. He'll kick it onto half forward, looking for Hedger. Big punch from behind, true centre wing position. Now it's the Saints. They're going to rebound. Geez, it was a bullet-like pass, and that was pretty good. Ended up with Kane. Are we calling Kane or Can? SG. Meanwhile, back at the ranch with Trentham. Can. We'll go with Can. Still 45 out. Geez, steps sideways there. It was good work by Strickland. Kicks it into the goal square, but it bounces left, stays left, and the ball will be thrown in. No score to speak of as yet. In fact, it's 0-0 there. Any trends picking up there, Winston?
Oh, look, Clayton Scoble in the number 6 Guernsey, the coach of Trentham, is certainly leading from the front. A lot of direction from him from what we can hear from here.
Right, we're in the back pocket with Maryborough Rovers just about to kick it on the outer side. The umpire says play on.
They move it, just another little short one, still hard against the boundary line outer side. Long now towards centre wing, and gee, good mark was taken out there. The player was Jureski. They move it on quickly, and the kick this time is errant. It is wide, out of bounds on the full, and Trentham wastes no time bringing it in. Little pass in there. Found Cutler, he wheeled it into the middle, and Whelan, gee, met heavily, no free kick, probably could have been one. They all arrive in the centre of the ground now, still trying to work it out. There was Whelan. Eventually it spills out the back, Rovers way, taken by Koreski. That was Carson. He wheeled it around quickly, and we've got a defensive mark for Trentham at half back.
On half back, no score as yet. Outer side of the ground. It's short, it's okay. It's like the Hoff out there diving for the footy, couldn't collect it. It's actually a whistle on play as we speak, and there's been a free kick picked out to Rovers. Not sure what that was for, Possum. Well, actually, Possum hasn't got his headphones on, so you just enjoyed the scenery out there, Possum.
I'll do your stats.
It goes in long. That was Rossi. Kicks it to half forward. We're 40 out. Good tackling from behind the Saints. Good work defensively. Kicking to the left of screen they are. Now the ball just kicked to the outer side of the ground. It's a tumbling ball, and it'll go out of bounds around 50 out from the Rovers goal.
Look, pressure from both sides. Obviously no score yet. It's all just come down to pressure. It's too hard out there.
So we have a throw in deep in Rovers attacking zone. No, the ruckman got real advantage. Just spat out the back there to Whelan. The quick kick now comes down the line, and mark taken out there by Monoman Cow. They wheel it in towards the centre. I wish they'd bring this footy over to our side of the ground. Up it comes into the centre, but it's chopped off this time by Ryan, who takes the mark for Rovers at half back. He's got players breaking for him everywhere. One was Chaffey James. He's got support running on through Kennedy. The kick goes long inside forward 50. Gee, they all went underneath it. Bounces over the back into a dangerous area. Getting back quickly though. The pressure is relieved for Trentham. The kick comes out to the broadcast side. Just sits inboard there for a second for Strickland before it heads over the line, and we'll have a boundary throwing.
Trouble 7 minutes in this opening term here. No score on the board as yet. We're just on half forward for Rovers. Throwing, it was a big punch. good work there by Wicker of the Saints. And it's over the boundary line, over there throwing just in front of the broadcast position. Listening here to that's what you say, WNA, but it's not anymore. In fact, lucky to give away, not to give away a free kick there as Wicker of the Saints. Now at the ground level, while in the true wing position, getting his hands on the footy was Whelan. He's just a low impact right in front of us. A lot of players over the footy, umpires had enough and he will have a bounce. It is 0 apiece, no score on the scoreboard.
Up it goes, right on centre wing, heads it to the big run, but Wicker knocked it down into the path of Scoble. He was taken high, doesn't waste any time, gives it to Drew in the middle of the ground. He goes long, but it's a 2-on-1 half forward. Big fly there, came from Strickland, but he didn't get hands on the footy. It's socket out towards the wing, first back on it there, a little bit of speed from Trentham, sees it wheeled back into half forward. That's okay too, and the mark has been taken. Still 2 kicks from home, long way out here, just lurking for the handball is Day, not going to go that way. Instead, the long kick comes in, it is right to the top of the square. They can test a couple of metres out, but Rovers will do the clearing now. Popovski, he goes out to the outer side, and they have the ball safely at half back.
On half back, outer side of the ground. A little give over the top, that was okay. Fraser got the footy. Now he kicks it long down the line, over the back. Hoffman, he punched the ball, but it goes out of bounds and a little bit of throwing. Interesting, there's no score on the board here, Winston.
Like I said before, just too much pressure going on. No one seems to be able to get a clear break. No one seems to be able to run on. It's just tackle after tackle. So it's just pressure.
But I noticed the blonde hair.
I haven't had a chance to write down.
We've got a contest on our hands at the moment. Underneath the scoreboard, outer side of the ground. Big throw in. Geez, there's a pack of players there. Getting his fist on the ball eventually was Wicker of the Saints. Still contested. Outer side of the ground. Now we're going to clear. It's Hoffman of the Saints. He'll kick it to half forward. It's a bouncing, rolling footy. There's Stewart, the big ruckman for Rovers. He gets tackled and tackled well. They're still 40 out from goal. Now Rovers are going to rebound.
Quick kick into the middle of the ground. Front position though was Goreski. That's Ryan. He will square it across the ground. Finds Grant Ryan. The umpire called play on. They're not quite sure why. He had Goreski still with him. He went back to him. His little kick was a slow one to Stewart. He was taken off his feet. They contest still on centre wing. Plenty of numbers around the footy have Rovers. They seem to have had most of the night. Fraser was there. His handball just missed its target. Now Trentham arrived. Through Khan. Little awkward left foot kick going some meterage, but it will go out of bounds and we'll have a throw in. We are still yet to see any score. Poss, how are the stats stacking up?
Oh, the stats, it's 6 inside 50s to 4 in Trentham's favour, and 2 free kicks apiece.
In it comes on the boundary thrown with 2 kicks from the Trentham goal. It's knocked back the other way. They have numbers around the contest though. Working backwards to go forward now that they've coughed it up. It came out to Goreski. That was Carson. His handball just missed the mark though. And we're going to have another boundary throw-in.
Probably the most telling stat is the boundary throws. They're up to 9 already.
And it feels like a lot more on the outer side.
Yeah, and we had probably 2 or 3 instances of play in front of the broadcast position. Up in the ruck, the 2 men, Wicker of the Saints and Stewart of Rovers. Now it is pumped forward for Rovers. Still 1.5 kicks out, but she's rebounding well for the Saints there. It was Luke Adams. He went backwards in order to go forward. Now the ball is kicked long down the wing, and the mark is eventually taken by Athorn. Centres the ball. He's got a player on if he wants him and finds Whelan of the Saints. Smack bang in the middle of, I don't know what this oval's called. We call it the Trentham Oval. In fact, that might be the Castlemaine Toyota Oval. In fact, it is. We'll call that for the rest of the evening. Scoble, the coach is there. Might have got tripped, might have acted. Umpire let it go. On half forward for Trentham. Players diving on the footy. It was good work there by Monk. But Monk goes sideways and finds teammate in Fraser.
Fraser's kick down centre wing. He went to a 2-on-1 though. Trentham had the numbers at the full of the footy, and a little squaring kick came from Murphy into the middle of the ground and Whitehouse. He pumps it long inside forward 50 off hands. Big tackle applied there. The ball spills to the bottom of the pack. Goreski's had a lot of it. He again extracts it. got a little handball out, goes to a teammate there in Monk. He swept it further afield. The kick now comes into the middle of the ground again. It's a 3-on-1 in favour of the Saints here. If they can just get a handle on the footy, they'll be right. They do. Hoff, though, he just spilt the handball, and now he's got a little bit of a pace issue, the Hoff, I reckon, as his little teammate, just opponent, I should say, got it away and got it to Fraser. Fraser will bring it into half forward, off hands, couldn't take the mark there, was Phillips. It hits the deck. Phillips goes again, hands and knees, just snatched away from him though by Whitnitz, and they are away now, the Saints through the centre of the ground.
Yeah, up onto half forward. Geez, it's a pretty willing contest here. We've got a whistle on play. Oh, and the umpire let it go. It must have been a netball there, in fact. No, we have got a free kick.
High contact.
High contact. That is going to go to Clayton Scoble, the coach. I think, is that there, Clayton, there, winning?
Yep, number 6. Drives it long into the forward line.
I don't know if we've got a
push out.
was run for a push. Next there, Poss, and Strickland. He'll. Oh no, it's actually going the other way. It's going the way. No, confusion. Back to Strickland. Now looking through some of the team lists here, Winnie, is Luke Adams the Luke Adams that we know from Castlemaine days or not?
No, I don't think he is.
Definitely not.
No.
He's the president's son.
Yep, okay, yep, no, he's not Luke Adams from Castlemaine. But we've actually got number 14, my boy, I'm actually calling him now because I'm not sure if it was his sister or his girlfriend that offered me a chocolate before, so he's my favourite player out there. So that's a great kick, and already he's earning his stripes for Trentham.
There's your form, just chatting to the player's girlfriend while they were out playing and getting chocolates off them. Unbelievable. Now, it was good work there by Trentham in the end. They've got their first goal of the evening. They are 1-6. They are leading this game. Maryborough Rovers are yet to score.
So, back we come into the centre of the ground. It will be Wicker doing the ruck for Trentham. Up he goes. Ball spilled down inside the circle still. Now Trentham though, nice little bit of clearance work. Sees it kick towards half forward, and a good mark too. The fly came in there from. Just going to wait and see who that player was.
Scoble,
it is. No, it is Scoble. In fact, I actually thought I was looking at a different number there under the lights, but it is a number 6. Scoble took it. It was a very nice little clearance there. Might have been from Aythorne, I think, who did that. As Scoble comes in, a kick from 30 metres and goes bang. Trentham get 2 in a minute after. It took a long time for the first goal to be kicked, and they are on the board 2 straight. Rovers are yet to score.
Yeah, Winnie, we discussed the conditions out here. It actually hasn't been slippery yet, has it? The skill's been pretty good. It's been the pressure that's caused the errors.
Oh, definitely. Look, both sides know. Anzac Day, you have the kick. You can't sort of get your teammates down tonight, and that's what's been happening. Conditions are perfect, so yeah, it'll sort itself out, I'm sure.
Now, Rossi has gone into the ruck for Rovers. He'll be up against Wicker. We've gone 16 minutes in this opening term. Up they go. Geez, those both young men jumped high in the air, eventually cleared by Trentham. Onto half forward, bouncing footy. Geez, Pax gone. Gee, the one-handed pick-up. There was good work by Trainer. He couldn't get his boot to the ball. Still on half forward. Rovers are under pressure. It was Scoble. He's had a lot of the footy. Give it to a teammate in Whelan. They go back to Wicker. Wicker now kicks it forward, finds Whitehouse. Whitehouse kicks it long into a goal square, but it'll be Rovers. They will clear defensively.
Right, last line of defence. The long kick comes out from Rolls. It just bounces into space on the outside wing. Gee, heavy tackles are applied. I reckon we're going to see a free kick. No, in fact, it's going to go Rovers. I thought there was a little hint of in the back there, boys, but it's going to be Rovers free kick. And it's Goreski out there on the outer side. He wastes no time. A little handball, then the ball goes towards half forward again. It goes over the back into vacant space just inside the boundary line. It's screwed back inside forward 50G. There was a play out by the arm there. That was Goreski, I reckon. Umpire said play on. I thought there was a whistle, so to the people next to him in the crowd, but it was the netball. Scotty Sellers picks up. He goes across the ground inside 50. We're only 20 metres out from goal, picked up, little left foot snap, bouncing across the face, came from Phillips, and he's through for Rovers' first score. That is behind. They are 1 behind, and Trentham 2 goals straight here in the first quarter on Anzac Day.
if I'm not mistaken, I think the big ruckman's going to kick this out in Wicco. We might have to just confirm that. Stuart Hoffman is broken and is ignored. And just he had to sprint pretty hard there, so he'll be puffing. Out of side of the ground, it's a big Rovers mark. It was taken by Scott Sellers. He'll go inboard. Still 30 out for Rovers. This is another chance from Kennedy's in there. That's Graham Kennedy. Graham Kennedy playing football. Wonders will never cease. Now the ball comes to Fraser. He's had a fair bit of the footy to 50. Goes to a teammate, finds Rossi. He goes back to him. Fraser. He now gives it to Ryan. Ryan goes long. Vacant goal square. Goes right, stays right, and that is a minor score.
I think it's actually young Josh Murphy that's kicking out from full back there. Andrew Murphy's son, a Brighton football legend, so good to see that he looks exactly like his dad, just not quite as fat.
On the field, legend, it is Murphy, touches the boot and he'll play on quickly.
Murphy, he's got a raking left foot kick and he goes long to the outer side. I wish whoever that is to turn the headlights off as the ball bounces over the back. It's picked up now by Rovers. They're working hard in close proximity to the line. Good tackle was applied though, and Trentham will be rewarded with a free kick over on the outer side. It was a very good chase down and tackle. We're a long way away from this vantage point on the ground though, so it's kicked long down the wing. Big fly came at the back. Might have been Can, I think, who took that. He kicks it into the middle of the ground. Whitehouse, there's a good build up here from Trentham as he goes towards half forward. Just couldn't quite get low enough to take the mark was Cowell, but he recovered nicely. Got a play running wider for him. He snaps on goal and has put it through for... it's a free kick. It's coming all the way down into the goal square. I didn't think we did. Not sure who that is.
Number 20 of the Saints. Have you got a...
I don't know what's happened here, boys, but we're seeing a free kick go to Taylor Drew anyway on the goal line, so I think that must have been the player pushed in the back as he kicked it, and it's been paid downfield, and Taylor Drew has taken the free kick and popped it through from the goal line. So it was a bit of a strange little passage of play, but end result is Trentham get their third, and Rovers are still 2 behind.
Well, given that free kick, Wayne Clinton, Canberra's football legend there, is umpiring in tonight's game, and he saw fit to give a free kick.
We're just discussing off air there that he's probably umpired him and Tim Donnelly probably about 3,000 games. Now we're back at the footy. It's going to be Trentham again. Geez, we've got a player down and out. Boys, I'll get you to keep your eye on that. He looks okay. But now the ball is on half forward for Rovers. They've looked okay without scoring goals. The score here is 3 goals straight to Trentham. They are leading Maryborough 2 goals. Now it is Scoble of the Saints. He'll kick it to half forward. Powering out, probably took his eyes off the footy there, was Strickland, and it's gone into the middle of the ground. He should have collected that ball, but didn't. Still on half forward. Hands and knees, there was also Kennedy. We've got a whistle, and umpire has decided to play a free kick, and that will go to the way of Chaffey Jones.
Yep. It is Chaffey Jones, and it was an ugly little kick to Fraser, but he was good enough to recover back to Chaffey Jones. Gee, they're lining up in the middle of the ground here. That was Hedger. He goes along with the left boot inside forward 50. Gee, just knocked pretty high there, I thought. Might have been Phillips. The umpire said play on. It's 30 metres out from goal. Little sock comes out in the direction of Sellers. It just won't sit for him quite. They're hard at the footy there. Whiteman for Trentham working well, but the half emerges from the pack. Throws it on the left boot. Finds touch and move in from the line. Whether throw in 45 metres from goal.
He doesn't get up and about when the hot gets a footy game.
I think everyone loves his name, don't they? But it marked him too. Stewie, with mentioning 45 out, there's no 50 line marked on the ground.
Very interesting. Now it is off half back. It's the Saints. There's a fumbling ball. It is in Bragg. It looked like Scoble. They both got the long sleeve in. He goes inboard. He's got a player on by himself. That is Whelan. He's 45 out. He'll kick it into a good lead. Oh, geez, couldn't take it, that player there for Trentham. It comes back. We've got a whistle on play, and umpire has given a free kick for a throw, and it'll go to the way of Popovsky.
Popovsky, former Campbell's Creek player, he went into the middle of the ground, and that was okay to McLean. McLean moved it on quickly. It comes towards the forward, 50 over the back. Forbes led in the race for Rovers. The line beckons though, and he just can't get it back into play. Runs it over, and they'll throw in just 5 metres around from the behind post. They are 2 behinds, Rovers. Trentham are 3 straight goals. I don't know about you boys, we might talk about this in a minute. I'm finding these lights, good as they are, exceptionally glary to try and look into. So I'm wondering whether the players might experience a bit of that. I reckon I might need the old black paint under the eye, Major League Baseball style in a minute, as the throw-in wasn't really extracted by either ruck when they dive on top. We're going to have a ball up. Is it just me, Huntsman, or is this glary?
Well, actually, to be sorry, mate, I thought you already had it, but it's just a couple of late nights, mate.
No, I reckon you're right. Winnie and I did discuss off air earlier that perhaps the lights are just a fraction low. They're bright. Now, the ball was flicked out there by Phillips. He had a shot at goal, but he was dragged down. We're only metres out from goal. It's rushed through from behind, and that is a minor score of the way at Maryborough.
Yeah, look, it'd be un-Australian not to pick faults with these lights, wouldn't it? They're not quite high enough. They're as good as you've ever seen in country Victoria, but we'd like to see them up another 800 mil.
I reckon you're right, Winnie, and I must apologise because they are the brightest lights I've seen playing footy, and yeah, we probably are getting a little bit precious. Now the ball is kicked out the outer side of the ground by Murphy of the Saints. He finds the Hoff. We're up and about when the Hoff's got the footy. He's a good left footer. He'll go looking for Scoble on the wing. It was a good collect, but he's over the boundary line, and it's underneath the scoreboard, which reads 3 zip to Trentham. I think that's 3 zip. They are leading Maryborough Rovers 3 straight behinds.
Working in tough conditions here on Main FM. Hope you're enjoying this Anzac Day clash. Hedger again punches it. That was as good as a kick. 30 metres towards goal, but I assume that was a siren. It sounded a bit more akin to sort of a car horn, but the players and the umpire under the calls tonight. Nick Churchill special comments. Brian Moon is riding the boundary. We'll get to him in just a moment, but second quarter about to begin. John Hunter takes away.
Stuart Galton's up in the ruck against Cow for the Saints on this occasion. Contest forms. Now it's a soccer off the ground by Rovers. Kicks it up to half forward. He's under pressure there is Hoffman. Couldn't collect it. Fumbling ball. Goes to the boundary line. No, it's still in. Why are they playing over the other side of the ground, Stuart? I will never ever know.
It is with Trentham though. They're just trying to pick the footy up. I reckon there might be a hint of dew there. Finally, it's still not in hands. They're working hard. Chappie Jones couldn't quite get a hold of it. They're still hard against the line on the outside. We've got a whistle, and he has now bustled over. We'll have a throw in the right centre of the wing, outer side as the footy comes in. It will be Stewart in the ruck for Rovers. He's a big man and he's got a bit of advantage over Cal. He uses it, knocked it down nicely. Goreski, quick kick goes towards half forward. Gee, at the back of the pack, the mark was almost held by Goreski, but he got it again on the bounce, brings it into the top of the square. And in fact, it was Carson Goreski who brought it into the top of the square, and a good contested mark, a strong mark for Rovers was taken by Forbes, and he will go back and kick from point blank range. Just a slight angle, that should be no problem in posting Rovers' first goal. So he comes in, left foot kick, he's good, he likes it. They've got the first on the board after a nice passage of play. Nick Churchill.
Yeah, great start to Rovers, is they needed, didn't they? What a quick start. Probably wondered why they couldn't have done that in the first quarter. But look, I think they just moved the ball quicker, didn't they? They just got it down there quickly, play in front. Thanks for coming.
Now, score is, it is 3 goals straight. Trentham, they are leading Maryborough at 1 goal 3. Cow's doing the ruck work at the moment for the Saints. He's up against it because Tyler Stewart is a lot taller man. Now, back in the middle, wait for it to start. It's 1 minute 30 ticked over in the second term. Up they go. Got the tap there with Stewart. Rovers are going to come again. It's a long kick forward by Jareski. He's had a lot of the footy. Will kick it into that forward zone. Now the Saints are under pressure. Now it's Hoff. He's paddling the ball in front of him. On half back. Rovers, they're going to come again. A handball over the top at Whelan. Defensively for the Saints. He's going back and forth. He might have been collared with a footy. Umpire lets it go. And it's a kick long by Drew.
Drew's kick goes down the wing. They gather. They've got a bit of time through. Hoffman, he goes towards half forward. It was a good kick. The defensive score was okay too. Comes to Fraser now. Rovers will mop up. He kicks it towards centre wing. Again, a turnover. The mark for Trentham taken by Whitehouse. Whitehouse wastes no time. Goes towards half forward. Strickland though out of position. That wasn't a good kick for the forwards. Being chopped off there at half back for Rovers, and they'll come again to Fraser.
Fraser, he's had a bit of the footy. Takes a chest mark comfortably. right in front of the broadcast position on the wing. He'll kick it up to half forward. It's a poor kick in the end, and a drop mark there by the big one man there. Couldn't quite pick it up for the Trentham. Now, don't argue, that was good by Rouse. Rovers, but the ball eventually is taken over the boundary line, and it will be a throw-in. Still reason, 1-3. What do you got there, Winnie? What's the play doing over this side of the ground? Unusual concept. Now, up in the ruck, good work there by Big Stewart, tapped it, but he tapped it in the direction of Hoff. Hoff will kick it long down onto the half forward. You reckon you heard that's you?
This one, he realised his name's Hoffman, not the Hoff. The possum was down at the boundary line. What did you get from the Rovers, mate?
Yeah, just quickly from Trentham. Clayton Scow was very happy that they withstood the pressure in that quarter. We've just got to push back hard and make a little bit more sacrifice. From Scott Summers, he said there was too many players looking and not acting, and they were just too loose. They've just got to stick so much tighter. They were just getting. He even suggested they're playing that far side way too much, so he might get you weeks to do it.
Let's hope so, as he had a second boundary throwing. Cow got his hands on it this time, knocked it down to Scoble. He just wheeled his way through the traffic beautifully and then freed a teammate there in Whitehouse, who goes long to the goal square off hands. It is through for a rush behind. It was off the hands of O'Shea, and we're going to see a kicking now from Rovers. Trentham are now 3 goals 1, Rovers 1-3.
Now, Stu, I know his name wasn't Hoff, it's the Hoff, so I've had it right from the word go. Now it is Rovers off half back. We'll kick it up onto the wing, and we've got a mark taken though by the Hoff. That's Hoffman. Geez, he's had a bit of the ball. I wonder if he can hear us from here. He's got a nice left, goes to half forward, flying high with Scoble, couldn't get his hands on the ball. Rovers there with Stewart, the big ruckman. Ball comes onto the wing, there's eventually marked there by Fraser. He's also had a bit of the ball. He's a big man. He'll kick to half forward. One-on-one contest. Got one too high, surely. Goreski. It didn't get paid. Goes over the top to McLean. McLean picks up the footy. Kicks into half forward. It's a good pass. And a mark on the chest by Graham Kennedy. He's an unusual name with an unusual hairdo. He'll kick from a 45-degree angle. Probably only about 25 to 30 out. He'll have a deliberate shot at goal. He'll draw the margin closer. It is the Saints 3-1. They are leading Rovers 1-3. It's pretty good, deep and long, and that is a major. So good work by that young man.
Certainly was. Now, past the quarter-time stats.
Quarter time at St Clair's 3-1 in Trentham's favour. Free kicks fairly close, 6-5 in Trentham's favour. Inside 50s, Rovers certainly came back, but didn't impact on the scoreboard. It was 11-12 in Trentham's favour, and shots on goal were 3-4.
So it is starting to just go a Rovers' way again here. They've kicked the first 2 goals of the second half. They're 2 goals 1 now. 2 goals 3. They trail Trentham, who are 2 goals 1 as the umpire throws the ball up. Cow and Stewart in the ruck. Stewart got hands on it, but it goes Trentham's way. Oh, the big specky was taken there by Popovsky, and he goes quickly to the other side here, and Fraser bouncing ball. Big contest here. Fraser just kept it in front, just powered it along. It spills to Whitmetz. Time and space with the blonde locks blowing, goes into the centre of the ground. That's okay, and they hold the footy there through Naden.
He'll go to the outer side of the ground looking for Can. It's a bouncing ball if it sits for him. Phillips met him solidly right underneath the scoreboard. Geez, the pack forms. Umpire is letting it go. He's going to adjudicate shortly, and in fact does. And he will throw the ball up. It is Trentham. They are 3-1. They are leading Maryborough Rovers 2-3. Up they go in the ruck again. Stewart's over there. He's rucked tirelessly all evening. Another whistle on play, and it'll be a free kick, and it'll go the way of Rovers. The big ruckman in Stewart.
Stewart, he thumps it long down towards half forward, head to it. Oh, the big fly came from behind from Goreski. I don't know if he actually touched the footy in the end, but it was spectacular. The crumbs have come Rovers' way. They bring it in deep again. Almost held there by Forbes. It just spills the ground though. Mopped up by Whitmetz. He switches to the outer side, and Whitehouse. He's got time and space, has a bounce. Gets the half back, then a careful little short one. That's okay, and they're away. Ball now comes into the middle, and Scoble sweeps the handball along into the centre. They go to half forward. This has been a nice passage of play. Just a bouncing ball now. Awkward one inside forward 50. Plenty of pressure on the defence as they mop it towards the boundary line. Emerging now, though, was Sellers, who wheels it in towards half back. Diving mark just wasn't taken. The crumb spilled it. Bruton, who kicks on goal. It's a behind. And Trentham move on to 3 goals 4. They're leading Rovers 2 goals 2.
Opportunist chance there, just missed, but geez, he's lively, isn't he? Burton around the pack, so yeah, bit happening still for Trentham. Ball is kicked into Phillips, but he fumbled that ball for Rovers. It's still on half back. Now it's Trentham. Handball out to Scoble. Scoble bangs it on the boot. It's long, it's high, and it's handsome. And that is another major. That is 4-2. Trentham, they are leading Maryborough. And just as I say it, the young man steps in front of the scoreboard, but that extends the lead. Geez, that's a good bit of work there, Winnie.
Oh, terrific. Look, Clayton Scoble, I'm not 100% sure what his age is, but I thought he was getting on a bit in 2000, so for him to still be running around like he's 16, it's terrific. Obviously, coach of the side, very good footballer in a lot of major leagues, and look, those sort of goals, geez, what a fantastic minute.
Yeah, now the young man from Rovers, Phillips, has fumbled the ball he should have taken. The ball was kicked out to him, and just at that bottom line.
Yeah, look, he's been a terrific player tonight so far, but look, those mistakes do cost your sides.
Back in the centre of the ground, picked up by the Saints by Whelan. Whelan kicks it forward, and we've got a mark on half forward.
They go again inside forward 50, but this time chopped off. Ball spills outside the 50. Little handball was okay. Comes to Sellers and half back. He just bended around the corner. And bouncing footy came over in the hands of Kennedy. He had support, gave it to Ryan. His left foot kicks okay. Con Stewart, he's got a man all on his own half forward in Hedger. He just pops it up in the air above him. He didn't do him any favours there. He was on his own for a long time. Hedger goes again, knocks it on. Dureski, snapshot across the face. Gee, it turns back. But too late. It's through ball over behind. And Rovers just peg another point off the margin here. They are now 2 goals 4. Trentham are, I think, 3 goals 4.
Now, Josh Murphy lumbering after the footy for the Saints. Eventually collects it and he'll kick it in. He's calling, you can hear from the broadcast machine, he's calling for a huddle, a good old-fashioned huddle. Go figure, haven't heard that since 1989. Now it's Murphy on the left. Kick it to the out of the side. Oh, big man, big fly. Wicker couldn't hang on to it. Still on half back. Now the ball is kicked onto the wing, looking for Hoffman. The Hoff, he's got the ball. A sweeping handball. That's pretty good. Finds a teammate in Gray. Gray will now drive it long into the forward line. Spills to the back, but good work by Rovers and just a saving mark.
O'Shea took the mark. He moved it on quickly, but the umpire is signalling 50 metres, so that's going to bring us all the way. I was just there in the score a minute ago. It is 4 goals. Is it 4 goals 2, boys, on that board over there at Trentham? Yeah, 4 goals 2 to 2 goals 4 in favour of the Saints at the moment. As the 50 metre has been paid, a handball from O'Shea goes to Sellers, who goes towards half forward. Gee, they're killing up here. Fraser was one who took the mark on his chest. 2 kicks from Garley, brings it in with a beautiful pass, lace out sort of stuff to the teammate who let out, and the mark has been taken by Gunn. Dureski. Teach me to listen, Hartsman. Gunn has taken the mark. He's going to kick from 35 metres out directly in front, and this should close the margin of the game. Gee, he gave it a real hack, and well, that's ugly, and into the pocket. Was it in fact out on the full?
No,
it's behind. It's just snuck through for behind. So they move on to the scoreboard's changed too quick for me. I think it's 2 goals 5 now to 4 goals 2. Trentham.
Yeah, they'd be disappointed not picking that one. Look, the opportunities they're getting, they've got to make the most of it, and that was pretty much should have been a gimme.
Murphy, geez, it's a long kick down the guts. We're right in the middle of the ground. That was a very, very long kick. Now, streaming forward with one bounce is Gray. He's on half forward. He'll drive it long, but it's an old walling punt kick. Now the ball comes to Scoble. He received a handball directly in front of goal. He likes it, and that is a major, and that was just end-to-end classic footy, coast to coast. Goal number 3.
3 goals to the Trentham coach. He's leading from the front. Boss, how are the statistical analyses standing up in this second term?
Yeah, Rovers are starting to get more of the possession and lead the play, but that's not happening on the scoreboard. That 7 inside 50s to 5 with 4 scoring shots to 3, but it's certainly not helping on the scoreboard.
So we are heading back towards the centre. It's a bright going of footy this day, boys. The ball's zipping around the field. We get some attempts at high marks and all sorts of things happening. I'm enjoying this. It's good. Yeah, Wicker's had a couple of leaps. The Goreski boys don't mind a little bit of a leap either. It's entertaining stuff as it goes up again in the centre. The big knock that time came from Rossi, who's doing the ruck work for Rovers, but it wasn't really capitalised on. Ball still staying in the centre of the ground. Now it comes out to Wicker. His handball was okay and he gets it back. He's mobile for a big man. He gets it on the left boot, kicks it inside, forward 50. Getting back though, taking good defensive mark is Popovsky.
Deep in that defensive zone for Rovers. It is an impressive game and we are really enjoying it, as Stewie said. Now a tumbling mark, that was an okay mark there by Strickland. He's probably close enough to kick this if he gets onto it. He's probably going to kick it from 55 as your man there, Winnie, too.
He'll kick this. I reckon he will do this because he's my boy.
Now Strickland will get a good look at this footy. It's 5-2 Trentham. They are leading Rovers 2-5. Little bit of a skip of an approach. Gets underneath it. It's straight. It just fades. I reckon it's going to be okay. It is. And just snuck in by Bees.
Disappointing. Perhaps he didn't turn around and point to you really after he kicked that.
Oh no, hang on. It's a behind. I got all inside.
That was a goal. That was a
It
goal.
almost certainly looked like a goal from here, but I'll tell you what, the camera's right at our angle here, so we had to have a good look at that in the replay. But then in the meantime, the kick has come into the centre of the ground where Gray gathered and he wheeled it back in towards half forward. Gee, nice little bit of evasion there, and the kick to Trainer, who wastes no time, bangs it into the goal square, but it's over the back. Through play behind. Trentham register their fourth behind now to go with 5 goals. Rovers are 3 goals. 3, I think.
Yeah, started a bit late back to the box, boys. I actually went down there to help celebrate that goal by Strickland. And I got down there, patting him on the back just to look up to see the umpire call a point.
Now the ball's being kicked out. It's on half forward for Trentham. They're going to come again. Strickland got the ball to boot, but it was just smothered. Now he collects it again. It's a long high ball. It's not straight though. It's going to go deep into the pocket, and it is another minor score. In fact, it's out of bounds on the full, and a penalty free kick will be taken by Rovers.
They owe him one. They should have at least given him a point for that. They owe him.
When he's up and about.
So Popovsky to do the kick in from the penalty kick. It is 5-4 Trentham, 2-5 Rovers. Cracking game of footy here on Anzac Day night. Stricker punches it back deep inside the Trentham forward 50. Rovers though asking a lot here of Chaffey Jones. The kick came all the way across the ground. He couldn't complete the mark. Picked up in the middle of that pack there by Ross. His handball out though ends in the hands of Maloney, who just can't quite track the footy. They dive on top of him. He couldn't pick it up. And we're going to see a ball up where no more than 35 metres out from the Trentham goal now. We're in the forward pocket as the umpire throws the ball up. Gee, up unattended there was Cowell. He knocks it towards the goal square. They fight it out. They're still just battling for possession both sides. The heavy tackles are laid. Hard to get clean possession. Maloney finally does. He came back to Scoble. Scoble screws it back on the goal, and I tell you what, he has kicked his fourth from deep into the forward pocket, and there's a little bit of a dust on. Just be careful, boys. This is the video game this week. You don't do anything silly, as both teams they're coming from all over the place. They have a little rumble in it.
I actually think the Rovers players were that happy with that goal too. They're just going to pat him on the back.
Geez, it was an interesting response from the goal umpire too. Do you see how he kind of ducked out of the way first, Quinny?
Yeah, it was going to hit him in the head. It was going to be a goal. Look, great over. Look, gee, Stevie Milne like, isn't he? We went and watched him a couple of weeks ago playing at Stratfield, say, and Scopes keeps his feet. 4 goals.
Now, back in the middle of the ground, played on quickly, was Chaffey Jones of Maryborough. Kicked it long into the goal square. It was vacant. It was offline, and that is a minor score. We were too busy watching what the goings on with the fight was. Now, Nardin kicks it out of side. Kick it this side, son, please. It was okay to a teammate who kicks it onto half forward, looking for Scoble. He's everywhere. He's got the footy. Plays on. He's tackled. Gets a handball away. Looking for a teammate there in Kennedy. Couldn't find. Sorry, it wasn't Kennedy. It looked like Whitmetz. How do you say that, Stuart? That's some interesting names here at Trentham, I'll tell you.
Whitmetz, I like Whitmetz. He's got a nice mop of hair. He reminds me of me in my younger days. As they have the ball now with Hedger at half forward for Rovers. He was Well, I thought he was taken high. Umpires just signalled the wrong way there. It is going to down edger. He wastes no time. Kicks it deep inside, forward 50. Forbes was the target. Bouncing ball ends in his arms. He snaps it back into the goal square. Goreski, he was dragged down without it. There's the man, Whitmitz. He can't quite get hold of it. He applies a bit of pressure though, and Trentham will clear, but the kick favours Fraser, who took the climb, and on the second attempt takes a strong mark.
Probably too far out to score. He'll go laterally. He's got a teammate there in the big ruckman and finds him. It's Ty Stewart.
Hedger.
Hedger.
No, Rossi.
Rossi. Geez, we'll get it third time. Geez, the cameras are rolling too. Now, thanks there, Poss. He'll kick it, looking for a teammate in Jureski. He's had a lot of the footy. He just goes inboard. He was there looking for Jureski. There's Jureskis everywhere. It was Jureski and Jureski. I was right there, Stu, in fact, wasn't I? It was Carson to Ryan. Now the ball is kicked up onto the wing. I thought I'd confused myself. Trentham onto half forward. You're enjoying this, aren't you? I was right. Tell me if I was wrong there, Stu. Whitehouse picks up the ball with the Saints. Steps around the player. He's got an open goal. He'll go long. We've got a good look at it and bang straight to the middle.
Very nice finish there from Luke Whitehouse. That is his first. Hanson almost just lost the thread of his commentary for the game afterwards. Nice finish from there.
When Trentham kick a goal, isn't it entertaining? Like he took on 1-2 blokes without even thinking they were there. They were like witch-hats. So well done to Whitehouse there for his first goal for the night. No, what a cracker of a goal it was.
They get their seventh. Trentham in the second quarter here on Main FM. They are. I'm having trouble reading that scoreboard there.
7-4 to 2-6, and I like laughing at mine, Joe Stewart. What's the matter with that?
I'm starting to worry that I'm the only one that can't read the numbers on that scoreboard over there. But I'm just finding it hard to read that top line with the rights. But
there's none sitting there.
As we're back in the middle here. It will be Stewart back in the ruck. I like that, but gee, jumping high and winning the hit out was Trentham. Sellers though does the roaming. They kick it towards half forward now. Whitmitz and the Hofty. They just scored each other, but the Hoff. Oh, he came through like a train. The Hoff. He put the bottom bar up, and he's injured. Hoff's down. As someone needs to get out to the Hoff. The ball at half forward, picked up there by Chaffey Jones, who, it was Whelan who couldn't quite get a clean gather. It comes towards Fraser, who snaps on goal. I'm just more worried about the Hoff here, boys. He's caught one in the midriff, I think, and the trainer's out to him.
And one of our favourites goes down. We're go to the pack a bit, don't we?
He just lost the plot when he went down. Now it's Naden, I apologise if I got his pronunciation wrong.
His nickname's Nads.
Nads. We'll go with Nads. Now it's Naden. I'll call it Naden. He's stood in that back pocket. He'll kick it long. He'll be looking for Scoble. Climbing high. Geez, that was a big fly there. Now they're going to come again, Rovers, through Kapovsky. Gives it to a teammate, the old 1-2. He's still got the footy. We'll kick it into the hot spot. Oh, we got a player by himself. It's the big man there. I think it'll be Rossi. I'll just have to confirm that for you. And it's not. It is Jureski. And he's taken a mark 45 out. The distance won't be a problem. It's only 15 metres. Oh, he's made hard work of it. He's in fact missed. And that, oh, geez, I don't know about that. I'll tell you, I want to go to the replay.
Well, look, that's a very interesting decision because from our point of view, that looked like that was struggling to even get through those tiny point posts. But anyway, it's a goal, and that's the way it is.
And we've got the camera in front of us here. I'll be very interested to see that because, gee whiz, that looked like a minor score.
Look, we might just be at a bad angle, but yeah, no, look, I'd say that wasn't quite a goal. But anyway.
Hedger and Wicker in the ruck now. Gee, they both jumped high. Hedger knocked to the path of Sells. He was held without the footy, surely, and he will get a free kick. Will the Maryborough Rovers coach. So he has the ball just in the centre of the ground. He just thumps it long and high. Having a run at it there was Goreski. Whitmitz at ground level. He probably should have picked it up. He went with the little toe poke. Now he applies the tackle. They dive on top. It's not coming out. We're going to have a ball up. We're 40 metres out from the Rovers goal.
Can I just say, too, usually when a goal umpire runs about 8 cars back from the behind post, it's not a goal.
All right, we'll have to have a look at that one on the replay. In the ruck, Jureski punches into a goal square. Geez, it's come off hands. It's rushed through for a behind a minor. It takes the visitors to 3-7. Maryborough Rovers, the Saints, they are 7-4. Doing the kick out is Josh Murphy for the Saints. Just taking his time, in your own time, son. Now, he hasn't got a lot to go to. They've all made position there. They've zoned up the Maryborough boys, so some good work there. Now he'll go long. Geez, that's a long kick. Had a player leading for him. He found he couldn't collect that. It was Hedger. Now on half forward. Picked up there by Fraser. He's had a lot of the footy. He was tackled. Now it's going to be collected. That is okay by McLean. He'll kick it into the forward line and finds Graham Kennedy. And Kennedy will have a shot at goal. Probably only 40 out when he's going to kick it. Now, Winnie, I want you to keep your eyes on this and I want you to adjudicate. Because last time I adjudicated from here, I got it wrong compared to the umpire. A good shot, straight as a die. There's no question about that. Straight through the middle, and Rovers are coming again.
Certainly are, and just sort of feel when like this is a pretty even game of footy.
Yeah, look, there was no doubt there from the King. That was straight through the middle. You could just tell the goal umpire just stood there, looked over the top of his hat, and it was a goal. But yeah, no, look, he has been good, Kennedy. He's got his second for the night, I think, by my records. And look, he just finishes off well, and that's what Rovers need. And they've actually got the momentum the last couple of minutes now, so.
Up it went Hedger again, wins the ruck. I like him in there, he's doing a good job. It just comes to Scoble though at half-back for Trentham. He wheels it around the corner. Gee, a good attempt at running back with the fly to the footy there. Came from Whelan. He couldn't quite complete it though, and now Rovers will take it away through Goreski. His kick to half forward though, picked up there by Drew, who was wrapped up in a heavy tackle. It comes forward though from Phillips. Bouncing footy, they lock it up in the forward pocket there. They dive on top, and both teams appealing for holding the footy. Umpire says nothing doing, he'll throw it up. We're around about 35 metres out from the Rovers goal. It is 7. I'll let you say the score once because I can't read it.
7-4 Trentham, 4-7 Rovers. We've travelled, just stand by there for a minute. Just stick me around the corner, 24 and a half minutes. So we're in the shadows, if there's such a thing in a night game, shadows of half time here at the Trentham Castlemaine Toyota Reserve. Now,
Brad sponsors a main thing.
they are indeed, they are now. Now it's Rovers, they will come again. It's a long ball into a forward zone. Trentham under pressure. Geez, at ground level, if he can only pick it up. Big Ty Stewart goes to ground. We've got an injury, I'd say, to two players. Sellers. And we'll just keep our eye on it. And we've got a free kick regardless. And that will go to player there in, yeah, it is Sellers that's got the ball. Did you see what it was for there, possibly?
Yeah, you got taken high in the contact. He dived on the ball and just got taken high.
So Sellers, he's 25 metres out, not much angle to speak of. Big kick this in the context of the game, and he makes no mistake. Just urges his charges on as they keep the margin back. That's their 5th goal now, Rovers, and all have come in this second term, so it's been a productive little quarter for them, and winning, mate, just hanging in there.
Oh, look, Rovers, I think they took ascendancy early in this quarter and they've kept going with it. You know, they're getting first to the footy, they're going long, and they're making the most of their opportunities. So, yeah, that's what they needed to do, which is what they weren't doing in the first quarter.
They are now 5-7. Trentham are 7 goals. Something might be 7 goals 5. I think 7 goals 4. So they are closing on this margin, but this time though, Trentham have the footy at halfback from Drew. His little kick went towards the centre of the ground. They dive on it as the horn sounds again to end the second quarter. The timekeeper's just doing their work among the cars around the grounds, we suspect. It is half time, so 7 goals 4 are the